Beneath the calm, blue surface of the South China Sea, something ominous is brewing, quietly, invisibly, and relentlessly. There are no earthquakes shaking the ground, no volcanoes lighting up the sky, just a massive buildup of pressure deep beneath the Earth's crust. And it's been building for a long, long time. To most people living along these coasts, the sea seems peaceful, even beautiful. But to scientists, it's a ticking time bomb. Locked tectonic plates, rising stress, and a hidden danger that could unleash chaos in an instant. So what happens when a fault this powerful stays quiet for too long? What secrets are buried beneath that deceptive stillness? And just how close are we to a geological event that could reshape life across an entire region? Today, we're diving into one of the most dangerous and least understood fault lines on Earth, the Manila Trench. We'll explore its explosive potential, its mysterious past, and the very real threat it poses to millions, possibly without a moment's warning. Hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel and makes sure you don't miss what could be the most important story happening silently beneath our feet. The Manila Trench may not be a household name, but it should be. This massive undersea fault line lies in one of the most geologically active regions on Earth, the Philippine Mobile Belt. It stretches nearly 1,000 kilometers, running from southern Taiwan all the way down to the island of Mindoro, brushing right past the west coast of Luzon, the Philippines' largest island. But here's where things get serious. The Manila Trench isn't just any fault line. It's what geologists call a megathrust, a type of fault capable of producing the most powerful earthquakes and tsunamis our planet can unleash. Here, the heavy oceanic crust of the South China Sea basin, part of the Eurasian plate, is slowly sliding beneath the lighter Philippine sea plate. That's subduction in action. It's happening at a deceptively slow pace, just 5 to 7 centimeters per year. But over decades and centuries, that adds up to a dangerous buildup of stress beneath the surface. What makes this trench especially worrisome is that the plates are currently locked. They're stuck. No small earthquakes, no gradual release of energy, just mounting pressure. And when that pressure finally breaks through, it won't be gentle. We're talking about a possible rupture stretching 600 to 800 kilometers, an event that could jolt the sea floor upward or downward by 10 meters or more in seconds. That kind of movement would instantly displace massive volumes of water, triggering a tsunami that could impact coastlines across the region. And it gets more complex. The Manila Trench is part of a tangled web of faults and volcanic arcs, creating a multi-layered hazard zone. This isn't just one fault line, it's a system capable of compounding damage on a regional scale. Unlike Japan, where centuries of earthquake records offer some insight, the Philippines lacks detailed seismic history. Why? Early documentation in the region was sparse, but nature left its own clues. Uplifted coral terraces along Luzon's coast tell a silent story of violent seismic upheaval, some lifted as much as 2 to 3 meters in one event. These shifts are typically associated with megaquakes, possibly exceeding magnitude 8.5. Radiocarbon dating of these formations points to a pattern: massive quakes every 400 to 600 years. And with no confirmed major rupture in recent centuries, we may be entering the most dangerous phase of all, the calm before the storm. Scattered reports mention big quakes and even tsunamis near the trench, like a possible one off Mindoro in 1627 and powerful earthquakes in 1796 and 1852. But the data is murky. Still, in seismology, A quiet fault isn't necessarily good news. In fact, it's often the opposite. Over the last few decades, the Manila Trench region has seen its share of moderate earthquakes. But don't be fooled. None of them have released the massive strain building up along the main megathrust fault, and that's exactly what has scientists on edge. Take the magnitude 7.1 quake near Mindoro in 1994, or the 6.2 tremor in Pangasinan in 2006. Both caused localized damage, but neither struck along the megathrust itself. Instead, they happened on nearby faults, or deeper within the Earth's crust. And importantly, neither of them triggered a tsunami. A clear sign, the real threat, the locked megathrust, remains untouched. That's what makes this so dangerous. These smaller quakes aren't just background noise, they could be rearranging stress, setting the stage for something much bigger. Fast forward to December 2024. A swarm of offshore quakes near Ilocos Sur, followed by a magnitude 5.6 quake near Ilocos Norte, caught scientists' attention. That seismic activity didn't die down in 2025. It's been ongoing, accompanied by slow slip events picked up by GPS and seismic monitoring. Now here's where things get really concerning. These slow slips don't cause shaking, but they often show up before major earthquakes. We've seen it in Japan, we've seen it in New Zealand, and now we might be seeing the same signals in the Manila Trench. Seismologists agree. It's not a matter of if the trench will rupture, it's a matter of when. And when it does, the numbers are staggering. We're looking at a potential magnitude 8.8 to 9.3 earthquake. That's on par with the 2011 Tohoku disaster or the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, two of the deadliest natural disasters in modern history. Imagine this, a rupture stretching from southern Taiwan to northern Mindoro, displacing the seafloor by up to 10 meters. That kind of sudden vertical movement would send a wall of water crashing outward in all directions. A tsunami could slam into the west coast of Luzon, including cities like Subic, Dagupan, and parts of Metro Manila, in just 10 to 15 minutes. That's barely enough time to issue a warning, let alone evacuate. In the Philippines, agencies like PHIVOLCS, the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, have stepped up efforts, adding more seismic and GPS stations. But they're still missing some of the most critical tools, deep sea pressure sensors and ocean bottom seismometers. These are essential for detecting the early warning signs of a major quake or tsunami forming offshore. Japan has stepped in to help, providing data and modeling support. But monitoring remains patchy, especially in the deepest parts of the trench and in countries like Vietnam and Malaysia, where resources and preparedness levels are still limited. Early warning systems are starting to take shape, but serious gaps remain. While major cities in the Philippines now run drills and have emergency plans, many coastal communities are still flying blind, with little access to alerts, evacuation routes, or even basic public awareness. Over in China, Taiwan, and Hong Kong, some tsunami modeling has been folded into civil defense planning. But again, most people simply don't know the risk exists. And here's the most troubling part. There is no unified tsunami warning system for the South China Sea. That leaves millions of people across several countries exposed to a massive, shared danger, with no coordinated plan to warn them when seconds count. The truth is, the Manila Trench is one of the most dangerous and most overlooked seismic threats on Earth. And as coastal cities grow, crowded with people, businesses, and infrastructure, the scale of potential destruction only gets bigger. Scientists can't say exactly when the fault will rupture, but the signs are there. The stress is building, and a megathrust earthquake is not just possible, It's probably overdue. If we want to reduce the impact of what's coming, we need to act now. That means treating the Manila Trench not just as a scientific curiosity, but as a regional security issue. What needs to happen? Invest in offshore monitoring systems. Launch public education campaigns, especially in high-risk coastal areas. Build faster, integrated warning networks across borders, and most importantly, foster international cooperation. The science and technology are already available. What's missing is political will and a shared commitment to act. Because when the next big one hits, it won't stop at national borders. The silence beneath the Manila Trench, that's not a sign of safety. It's a warning, a call to prepare. With millions of lives on the line, it's time the world started listening. Thanks for watching. If you found this video important, share it. Hit that like button and subscribe to help spread awareness about this critical threat.